Hi everyone, we have a new question. It says that we need to write a program that generate 20 random numbers from the 1 through 10. This is the first request in the question, and the second one, print all the generated numbers on the same line. And it's also said that just once after all numbers have been printed, print out whether or not the same number ever generated twice. And there is also a hint: use a variable to keep track of the most recent generated numbers. Such a question, as you know, that we use the for loop for I in range 20, right? Because it says you need to generate random numbers, generates 20. So it says to write a program that generates 20 random numbers. That's why we use 20. Okay, so it says also random numbers. We need to import the random library, like the from random import randint. Okay, so we need to use the randint function, and so it says we need to generate the random numbers between the 1 through 10. That's why we will use the R variable. It's equal to randint function. It will generate the numbers between 1 through 10. Okay, this is the first thing we will do. And the second thing, it says that we need to compare the numbers with the previous one, right? Because we will check if the number is generated twice. How are we gonna do it? There is the previous numbers. We are going to compare the current value and the previous value and then check if both of them are same or not. In order to do that, we will use another variable. We can call it like the previous. This is the variable to store the previous number, like we will use the randint because this number is also 1 through 10, and it should be generated with the randint function because it's random number. Okay, so that's why, since we created the previous number with the randint function, apart from the for loop, we need to decrease the number to 19 because we are generating the previous number and the first number here, right? Not in the for loop. Okay, that's why this is the first number. The rest 19 number is gonna be generated with the for loop. So far so good. Okay, we need to print previous number in order to see what is it, and we will use the and because it says that, and it should be on the same line, generated numbers on the same line. That's why we use and we are putting a space. There is a space between the numbers. Hopefully it's clear. And we are going to print the R here as well. We can write the print R, and we will use the and. Let's run it. What's gonna be the result? Perfect. This is what is required. There is 20 numbers here, and everything on the same line. And we also checked and whether or not the same numbers ever generated twice in a row. Okay, let's check. It looked like there is no same numbers in the same line. Let me run it again. There is no one. Okay, there is here the same numbers, and here the same numbers. Okay, so far we see that there is the same numbers in the same line, but we have to print out the result that there is the same numbers generated twice in a row. How we gonna do that? In order to do that, we will use the if function. If previous equal R, then we should create another variable, like we can assign the name of the repeat, and it should start with false. Okay, if the previous equal R, then this repeat is gonna be turned to true. Repeat equal true. Why it is true? If previous equal to R, this is generated under the for loop. As long as it is true, the repeat variable become true. Okay, and then the previous will be rewrite with the R function, because previous number should be updated into every single for loop run. That's why the R is gonna rewrite the previous one. That's why it is under the for loop, not the if clause. Okay, and we will write the print like this. We are gonna leaving the space with the empty print function. And right now we can write like the if repeat is correct, if repeat is true, then write print the same number appeared twice in a row, else print there were no numbers that appeared twice in a row. Okay, hopefully it is clear. Let's run if it is gonna be correct. Okay, it says that the same number appeared twice because 2's and the 5's are the same numbers in the line. As you can see, the program that we created works perfect. I would like to summarize the process. The first thing, we decided to use the for loop, but it was 20, and you can create the 20 times, run it, and you can print it using the and, because they should be at the same line, but we're gonna create the first number separate, since we are going to compare the previous and the current value, and right after that we printed the previous value using the and function inside the print, and right after that we decided to use another variable. It is called as the repeat stored the false at the beginning, then become the true as long as previous and the R variables are equal. And then we decided the previous value with the new R value as long as the for loop runs. And then we decided to use repeat variable separate in the if clause, because we need to have another print saying that the same number appeared twice in the row and or not appeared in the row. Hopefully it's clear, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next course.